How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Yesterday, I did a video talking about Turkey banning Bitcoin and banning their payments. Now, since then, we saw Bitcoin fall from the highs. It was around $64,000 last week with the Coinbase IPO, and with a couple other catalysts too happening in the Bitcoin market. And a lot of people think it's going to hit 100,000 per coin by the end of the year. Some people say 400,000. We saw a flash crash last night, which caused a lot of people some concern. And it happened so quickly. Like I said, it was a flash crash from about 3:05 to about 3:35. We saw it go from 58,000 down to 52,000. So it dropped more than 10% within minutes. Now, I was actually up at this time, but I was not looking at the markets, and I think everyone else was sleeping too. So unfortunately, I didn't see this. But we still have Bitcoin floating around $56,000. So I think we should talk about what happened and what this means for Bitcoin, because a lot of other cryptocurrencies dropped significantly too, a lot of them more than Bitcoin. So before we get started, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate that. Please hit subscribe. Also, there is a link down there to BlockFi. In case you want an interest rate on your cryptocurrency and you want up to $250, you can sign up there. And it might be good to have set up in place just in case there are flash crashes like this in the future, because again, this fell down to 52,000. So in case you want to have that set up, just in case there is something like this in the future, you can definitely get that ready. So what happened to Bitcoin? Because obviously something had to happen. Well, there are a couple different theories. So the first one is unconfirmed speculation points that the U.S. Treasury possibly is set to charge several financial institutions for money laundering through the use of cryptocurrencies. Now, I have not seen this anywhere before right now, like before today. I've not seen anyone talk about this. This seems really speculative, in my opinion, because it's not been formally announced anywhere, and it just gained some traction on Twitter. So I don't know who this is really coming from. I think that would be pretty irresponsible for some of the financial institutions to do this, especially now of all times, because cryptocurrency is gaining a lot of traction, and the banks are in a really good situation overall. So I don't know why they would allow this to happen or do this on purpose or anything like that. The other opinion from people is that there's a potential decline in Bitcoin because of the mining hash rate. So the analyst from Forbes speculates that blackout in Zhang was the cause of the price drop. He explains that the hash rate drop is similar to the one experienced in November 2017. He believes there's a correlation between Bitcoin's drop in price and the hash rate drop, and these are the reasons for the flash crash. So going into that a little bit, this is, I think, a pretty good explanation for how that works, and I think it will make sense. Hash rate refers to the volatility index that measures the processing capacity of the entire Bitcoin network, and it determines the power required by miners to produce new Bitcoin. So it's the volatility and it's the difficulty, the amount of power that it takes for miners to produce new Bitcoin. Typically, shocks to hash rate do not cause price drops. A hash rate reduction slows transactions, which ironically makes it harder to move coins for exchanges. The recent price drop is well within the bounds of typical volatility. It is noise, not signal. So this was the co-founder at Bitcoin-based decentralized finance protocol Sovereign. The retreat in Bitcoin also comes after Turkey's banned use of cryptocurrencies. So this guy's saying this is normal. He's saying the recent price drop is well within the bounds of typical volatility. That seems a little bit drastic to me, because I don't think that this price drop was normal. I mean, we saw about a 20% drop from the highs between 64 or 65,000 down to 51, 52,000. So that doesn't seem normal for me. Now, it dropped about 10% within about 20 minutes. That's pretty drastic too. I'm kind of curious why he is thinking this is within the bounds of typical volatility. Maybe he means longer term, where if this happened over a couple weeks, that would be normal. But to see it drop that quickly, because volatility is not just how far it drops, it's how quickly it drops too. There's something that's happening right now. There was a large liquidation in Bitcoin that happened very quickly over in the Asian markets, most likely. So what am I doing? Am I selling Bitcoin? No, I'm not selling Bitcoin. I'm a hodler, a hodler. I'm going to hold on to it for a very long time. If I was paying attention, I might have bought more at this point if I saw continuously crash down, and then I'd wait for it to come up a little bit. So that's my plan in the future. If it crashes, I will probably wait until I see some increase and then I'll buy it. If we see a crash like this that's this significant in the future. Now, if the U.S. Treasury actually is going after some large banks, then that could be a problem. Now, that seems almost like a narrative that's spun from maybe the political system or the bank system or something like that too. That's the rumor, so that way people are worried about Bitcoin and they move their money back over to traditional banks or something like that. I don't know. That's just my own conspiracy theory, I guess. But the banks don't have as much to gain from crypto doing well because they're the ones that lose out if crypto does do well. So that is where we're at right now. It's an interesting place to be in. Obviously, a lot of cryptocurrencies are fluctuating in price. Ethereum has dropped a lot too. There isn't any confirmed reasoning behind this crash. There hasn't been anyone that's really put out a strong argument, I think, besides these couple arguments, but there's not been like a real explanation for it that this is what happened. We can see here, Ethereum had the same flash crash. We have it from 11 p.m. to about 12 p.m. It went all the way down to $2,000. The good thing, though, we're seeing a nice return. We saw a huge bounce off this, right? Almost immediately, it came up about 10%. And now it trailed down a little bit, but it's coming back up now. So overall, I think this is normal to see. As time goes on and there's more liquidity in the Bitcoin market and the Ethereum market, I don't think we'll see fluctuations in price quite like this. This was a pretty large crash, but this won't happen as much as the market cap goes up. If Ethereum's sitting at, $1 trillion, I think there'll be a lot more people that are just holding it long term and aren't looking to sell out as Bitcoin approaches $10 trillion, which is what a lot of people think it will do because gold is $10 trillion. I think that will happen less and less. But right now, we are still going through these growing pains. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you guys want to get that interest rate on cryptocurrency and want to get some free Bitcoin in the process, you can check out the link down below. Thank you. And if you want to see my video on Turkey banning cryptocurrencies, you can check out on the end screen and be on the lookout for another video on my portfolio and showing the whole thing later today. Thank you, and I'll see you in those videos. Bye.